Welcome, everyone. We have a smaller group, relatively speaking, today. About 50 of you as guests. Just letting those numbers roll up for a few more seconds. And again, in pre-pandemic, we'd be thrilled to have 50 or 60 people, but we've had some pretty large meetings. So I see about 25 clicked in. Hopefully the rest of you are making your way. My name is Jim Nickel, for those of you that don't know me. I'd like to call to order this meeting of the Seneca Valley School Board. It is our reorganization meeting here on December 7th. We will start our meeting, whether this is a reorg or not, as we always do, if everybody could take a moment and join me in a moment of silence. Thank you, everyone. I see we have our action meeting following this, which is where I think we're going to have I led the pledge. But for now, if everyone in this meeting could take a moment and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. Lisa, if you would please call the roll for this reorganization meeting.
Ms. Whittle.
Here.
Mr. DiTullio.
Here.
Ms. Harrison.
Here.
Ms. Bradel.
Here.
Mr. Jacobs.
Here.
Mr. Peterson.
Here.
Mr. Hester.
Here.
Mr. Widowson.
Here.
Mr. Nickel.
Present. Thank you, Lisa. Our first item is to appoint a president pro temp from the holdover members of our board, which is everyone this time. I'll make the motion to appoint a president pro temp for the reorganization meeting. Does somebody have a nomination for that? I'm not sure how we're handling this, but I'd like to move that Fred Peterson be our president pro temp for the reorganization meeting. Can I have a second for that, please? Kathy Whittle, thank you. Any other nominations for president pro temp? Kathy, you don't have any nominations? Sorry. Inside joke, folks. We will close the nomination for President Pro Tem. Mr. Peterson, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Nickel. This is our reorganization meeting. The primary agenda item is to elect officers for the coming year. So that being the fact, I would open the floor to nominations for president.
This is Jim Nickel. I'd like to nominate Eric DiTullio to be president of the Seneca Valley School Board.
Mr. DiTullio has been nominated. Are there other nominations? That being the fact, could I ask for a motion to close the nominations?
So moved.
And a second? Ms. Harrison seconds the motion. Thank you. Since there's only one nominee, I would ask that the nominations are approved. The chair directs the board secretary to record the nominee is appointed by affirmation of a group voice call vote. So all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? The deed is done. Congratulations, Mr. DiTullio.
Thank you very much.
Second item of business is the election of a vice president for the coming year. Would open the floor for nominations for vice president.
I'd like to nominate Jim Nichols.
Mr. Nickel has been nominated. Is there a second? Ms. Harrison, thank you. Are there any other nominations? I'm sorry, did someone speak up? Hearing no further nominations, I'll ask for a motion to close the nominations.
I'll move that we close nominations.
Mr. DiTullio, that was you, I believe. In a second, please.
Yes, it was. Sorry.
Hard to tell without the mask. Mr. Nickel, I believe you seconded.
Sure.
Once again, we only have one nominee. Therefore, I'll ask for a voice vote. All those in favor of Mr. Nickel as the vice president, please say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? We have a new president and we have a new vice president. Congratulations, Mr. Nickel.
Thank you, sir.
Having no further business before the body tonight, I'll ask for an adjournment of this special session of the Seneca Valley School Board.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Mr. Nickel. Is there a second? Mr. Hester, let's give it to you. And all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Thank you. Any opposed? This special meeting is adjourned. Turn it back to you, Mr. Tullio.
Thank you very much. Before we start the meeting, I just would like to thank Mr. Nickel for his past 4 years of service and leadership as our school board president, and arguably during the most difficult time that this district has ever seen. Your guidance, your wisdom, and just the calm nature that you've approached everything. And even though we didn't always agree 100% on everything, you had a unique way of making sure that everyone's opinions were heard and that all their concerns were addressed. So I thank you for that. And I just hope that I can lead us out of this pandemic as skillfully as you've led us through it to this point. So thank you very much for that service.
My pleasure. Thank you, Mr. Tullio. I have every confidence, and I'll do what I can to be there by your side.
Thank you very much. So if that's a, did you need a second, Linda, right now, or? If we can do that now, then. Yes, we've officially closed the reorganization meeting. So we're going to take just a couple minutes. We have some special guests coming in, which is the soccer team. So just give us a couple minutes to let those boys get in here.